Hello, my friends. They seem to have decided to do road work outside my house today, so we shall see how this goes. It's been noisy at times. I was not expecting this. Anyway, so my question for today was what. Wow, it disappeared. What does the divine want me to know today, or want you to know today? Jeez, this is weird. Okay. So first we have a change in the wind. 12. If that has meaning for you. Essential meanings. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm ground. Feeling a shift. Uncertainty about which directions the winds will blow. The Oracle's message. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Well, they're certainly out of sync with my desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. Now, I went to get, of course, some animal spirit cards to help you decide if this reading was for you or not. And I've got 2 cards. I was hoping for 1. But on reading them, I think they could easily refer to one person. They don't seem like 2 different groups. It seems like one group to me, but you decide. Earthworm. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. Sorry, I need a drink. Hasn't been that bad in a while. All right. When imbalanced, earnest, intelligent, valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious, apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up, risk embarrassment. The next one is the horse. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away and feels weak. To bring into balance, strength training. These are both earth element cards. Sorry, my voice has not been like this until now. Wow. Perhaps you really are an earthworm energy and you can't speak up. But it does seem to me like these are two parts of the same path, that maybe you are on the earthworm end of the spectrum. What can I say? I go left to right. I'm a Westerner. Or maybe you are closer to the horse end of the spectrum. But wherever you are, you're going from here to there. You began as a newbie, because that's where we all begin, and you are on your way to mastery. The horse is also the last card in the earth element portion of the deck. So, something else to bear in mind. All right. Next we have, all right, so what is it? We see the horse's intuition. The third eye is really lit up in this thing. So let's see, what does your intuition have to tell you about what you need to know for today, or what steps you should be taking right now, whenever you see this reading. All my readings are intended to be timeless, unless I specify otherwise. So what, what should be your next steps, or what should you simply do today? It looks like today you should look backwards. It's not a bad idea, especially if you're an earthworm energy, or more towards the earthworm end of the spectrum. It's good to have a baseline idea of where you are coming from or where you have been. As you progress, you can look back and see, oh, yes, I actually have made progress. Because I guarantee you there will be times when you feel like nothing is happening, nothing has changed. What the heck am I doing anyway? And why am I bothering? And, you know, all these sorts of questions will come to your mind. But if you have a record, either through a journal or, I don't know, I'm visualizing I think it's called the Artist's Journal. I can't remember the exact name. It was something that came out or was popular, I think, in the 90s, where this woman came up with the idea of drawing or doodling as a way of journaling. So those of you who don't feel like writing words, you can certainly just draw and just make a habit of drawing every day about what you're feeling or experiencing. And that could be very powerful. I mean, what is the saying? A picture's worth 1,000 words. So, Eight of Cups. We need more information on that one. But perhaps you're looking back at where you chose to stay and not change, where you chose to stay the same even though things were not good. And here we have the Chariot. So while you may have chosen to stay in the past and not change, it looks like rapid progress is being made now. Oh. You have a lack of justice. So, some cards fell over. No, they're face down. I'll get them later. Okay. What else? They're face down, so they don't count. They have nothing to say to you. Wow, this mouse really keeps showing up. Oh, that's why. It's the Fool. Perhaps right now you really are closer to the earthworm. So it seems what you're thinking about is all the things you haven't done, haven't said, the leaps you haven't taken. And it's worth keeping in mind that all the studies are pretty consistent about when you talk to people at the end of their lives and you ask them what they regret the most, almost all of them say it's the things they didn't do. It's not the things they did do. So what is it you're not doing that you should perhaps be taking a chance on? I'm not talking about gambling here. I'm talking about personal growth. It's interesting, you have the Three of Swords underneath Justice. Justice is in reverse, so a failure to take accountability, take responsibility. Then the Fool, of course, fear of the unknown, causing you to hold back and just not follow your dreams and not take the step into the unknown. And the Six of Swords, this has kept you in a toxic situation, or at least an unhealthy one. Toxic meaning poisonous, so unhealthy is not quite as bad. But there's a lot of grief and regret that seems to have not been processed. So do you want to live a life full of regrets and come to the end of it and have nothing to look back to but regrets? Now we have the Five of Cups. Heartbreak, grief, loss. Really painful emotional lessons. So if you learn from these lessons and learn to move on, your life can be much better. It's when you choose to stay stuck in the emotions that things get really bad. Sorry, I think my cards are really out of whack here. What else? One more? All right, this one came out sideways as a blockage. This is the Two of Pentacles. This is all about change, which, as we've already discussed, is something you do not want anything to do with. It's right on top of the Fool, you know, making the fool's leap into the unknown, away from your toxic situation, toxic or unhealthy, away from your heartbreak and your grief. Perhaps you've been choosing to stay in a really painful emotional situation rather than make that fool's leap. I get that this really painful situation may be what you're accustomed to. Maybe it's what you grew up with. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You can choose something new and different, but you are going to have to make the fool's leap and go ahead and risk everything. And most likely you will lose a lot of the people that are currently in your life, if indeed they are unhealthy or toxic. Because if you are going to become healthier and happier, they won't be able to tolerate that. And you have to decide for yourself if the cost of keeping these people in your life is worth it. In any case, I know. I think I'm going to pull some of the tea leaves for you. And we're only going to look at, as I said, today. What do you need to know today? Just today. This is a very large deck, so I shuffle it one half at a time. So, for today, just for today, what you need to know is that you need a break. physically, mentally, emotionally, maybe spiritually, you need a break. And perhaps you are on the verge of successfully overcoming a problem or moving from somewhere toxic to somewhere healthy. See, it's right on top of the Six of Swords, which is about moving from a bad situation to a better one. So perhaps you are on the verge of that. If so, congratulations. And in any case, I wish you all the best. Have a good day.